Hey, come in. Oh, no, I just got done setting it up. Don't worry about it. Hi. Long time no chat. How have you been? Sounds like you're ready for a break. Well, it's just the two of us tonight, and you know what? I know, right? It's been so warm out here. I opened up the window so we can cool off a bit. Speaking of. Blackberry or citrus? Alright. I'm gonna try this one then. My handy dandy bottle opener. Wait for it. Yep. Nope. Okay, I thought it was gonna overflow. Got it. Here, you do it yourself. Ooh, that smells really nice. And kind of really strange too. I don't know. Do you smell anything? It says citrus fruit. It doesn't specify beyond that what kind of citrus fruit. Could be anything. Apple cider with a taste of citrus fruit. Oh. You want a glowy glow stick straw? I already cracked these. I wasn't sure if these had been used yet, so I was like, there's only one way to find out. Here. And it floats. Magic. Cheers. I am unsure as to what I'm tasting. It's citrus, but kind of citrus is it? No idea. But the blackberry's good, right? It's my favorite for a reason. Very refreshing. I like. Let's just simmer down for a little while. Oh, you know, the usual. Bit of a rough time. A little overwhelmed with everything. I know you can't tell. It's the concealer for sure. Or just my face. I don't know what it is. I just always look fine even when I'm not fine. Can you tell that I have concealer on? Doesn't make any difference at all. Maybe I'm just imagining it. I feel like it does make my eyes a little bit brighter. God knows I needed it today. My dark circles were over 9,000. Oh, good. Glad it's helping. L'Oreal, because it's the best I can afford. What it is. That's true though. That's a more accurate version of their slogan. Okay, so speaking of the best you can afford, you wanted to read Scorpio, right? Okay, you sure you don't want to hear about Libra? Maybe next time? Yeah, you did spend a little while going back and forth between the two. So Scorpio it is then. Okay. Let me entertain you. Okay, let's see what it has to say about this one. Oh my god, the carbonation made it so that the clothing is on top. Wait, give it back. Give it back. I needed this before we start. You all comfy? Good. Just relax. There's nothing to worry about. It's just us. At the dead of the night. Well, okay, there is the highway. And sexy Scorpio. Chapter 11, Scorpio. Scorpio, one of the powerhouse fixed signs, is the strongest sign of the zodiac. Or so they would like to believe. It is the 8th sign and the 2nd water sign. Is it just me or does that sound a little bit like a 4th grade show and tell? Kind of like they've run out of interesting things to talk about after like 10 chapters. And now they're just like, this is Scorpio. It is the 8th zodiac sign, and it's a water sign. I don't know, sounded like that to me. Unsurprisingly, Mars was Scorpio's ruler until Pluto was discovered in 1930. Scorpio is a yin feminine sign, and the power of the sign is attractive and magnetic, rather than outgoing and assertive. You will sense Scorpio's presence and may feel inexplicably drawn to him, but you should hesitate. His sexuality is complex, and casual ease is not his strong point. Loosen up, Scorpio. The extremist. Well, that's certainly not what I would have given it. Sadist. I'd go with sadist. Scorpio's strength is the passionate creativity and intensity with which he approaches everything, including and especially sex. The question for every Scorpio is whether she will emphasize creation or destruction. Scorpio has 3 symbols: the scorpion, the eagle, and the phoenix. Alright, I thought the symbol was in the name. Kind of, maybe. But I'll just accept that. The scorpion would rather sting herself to death than forgo the pleasure of the sting. The symbol represents the unevolved Scorpio, who is frequently trapped in a cycle of pleasurable hedonism that can lead to excess. The next symbol is the eagle, which represents the spirit soaring toward the sun, but also is a fierce hunter. The final and most evolved symbol for Scorpio is the phoenix, a bird that destroys itself and then rises again from its ashes. When an evolved Scorpio masters the ability to turn the dark aspects of her character into light, all her power is creative. The effects can be spectacular and healing. Okay, but what even does that mean? Can you be any more specific? What do you mean by turning dark into light? And how does that make her power creative? And how does it make anything less destructive? And why is that spectacular and healing? Sorry, I have my moon in Aquarius. I ask lots of questions. E-zone. You guessed it. The genitals and tush are ruled by Scorpio, and that means by definition the sexiest and most pleasurable parts of the body are part of his dominion. Kissing, sucking, squeezing, massaging, hitting, spanking, poking, and goosing these areas are all part of Scorpio's lovemaking arsenal. Know any Scorpios? Just gonna give my straw back, or gonna be a fight every time. Yeah, it's always more interesting reading those when they apply to people you know. I don't know many Scorpios. My best friend is a Scorpio, but she's kind of not very Scorpio, if you know what I mean. Other than that, I think I've met one Scorpio in my life who was a lot more Scorpio than my best friend is. At least according to astrology. And I don't know. We'll see what the rest of the chapter says. That was an interesting story. Wherever Scorpio is in his personal development, he is sexually hot. Scorpio is known as the sex sign because of the power that the sign contains. After all, what is sex but sharing energy in a focused, intense way? Lots of things. I don't know, intimacy or whatever. Rubbing. Lots of things. Scorpio is at the forefront of the battle of the sexes, the battle of the bedroom, and everything in between. As lovers, Scorpios are willing to explore the heights and depths of sexual expression. Lovers beware, but do not miss the experience. It is possible for Scorpio to be celibate. That might sound like a shocking statement, but if she decides to curtail her sexual energy, she is quite capable of doing so. It may not be the easiest choice, but Scorpio will hew to it and believe it to be productive for her life. Or really. Extremes for Scorpio mean all sorts of things. Perhaps the most well-known Scorpio who considered the problem of celibacy was Saint Augustine, who was a pagan and then converted to Christianity. So she downgraded. After a profligate and randy youth, Saint Augustine prayed, "Lord, make me celibate, but not yet." This is not a common path, but speaks to the Scorpio who doesn't want to share his sexual power. That is so true. Scorpios hate to share. Such Scorpios are still powerful and intense. Extreme sexual behaviors for Scorpio usually have some element of dominance and submission scenarios. That is so true. See? Sadists. Told you so. Scorpio likes power, but attracts it in a subtle, almost hypnotic fashion, or they try. You want to look, you thrill to look, you're scared to look, but you look, and the experience is fascinating. For Scorpio, sex is not casual. It's an expression of the power of creation. The feeling of possessing or being possessed is a major part of Scorpio's extremism. The sign doesn't fool around with flirting, courtship, kisses, or polite sex. A fling is not casual, but instead an experience in lust. that awakens every part of the body. What turns Scorpio on and off? Turn-ons center on sneering a receptive partner in Scorpio's web. If he looks at you with lust and you involuntarily blush, that is a victory for Scorpio, and means the affair can advance. Scorpio acts with confidence in sexual matters. He likes to affect people and undress them with his eyes, knowing that with a particular look or well-chosen word, a fantasy will become reality. Alert. A sexy voice is one of the Scorpion's best seduction tools. It shimmers with innuendo and passion. Whispering during sex, phone sex before you get together, or outrageously funny sex talk are all areas of expertise for Scorpio. Scorpio is turned on by let it all hang out sexiness in a person's dress and fashion. I think I hear a kitty outside. A tight pair of pants with a gold-studded skull and crossbones on the butt is not too extreme. Her motto is, if you've got it, flaunt it. I can get behind that. And she is not particularly concerned with good taste. Wow. The first half of the sentence was like, yeah. And the second half is like, wow. Almost an insult. At least to a Scorpio. Scorpios don't like to be insulted, not even indirectly. Not even implied. Oh God. They are, at least from what I've seen, do not respond very well to being less attractive than somebody else. Especially when they're not over someone. And when their ex has upgraded while they have downgraded. Oh. That's how you get Scorpio to show off their worst self. Especially when they're drunk and it all just comes pouring out. God. My hair is such a mess. I'm sorry, do you mind if I brush my hair again? I straightened it earlier, but I just can't handle the frizz lately. It's been really rainy here, which is great because it makes the air wonderfully fresh bud. Yeah, I think that works. But it also makes my hair super frizzy. And bought this hair oil today because I ran out. I used to use the Aussie one, and now I have this one. They're very similar. And I just saturate my hair with it to keep it straight. Kind of create a protective layer, keep it from curling again. To keep the frizz away. Better. And since my ends are so dry from over bleaching and stuff, I just need to saturate those the most. Like right down here, but I don't want to cut it off because then it'll curl even more and I'm gonna hate it. My hands are so dry that they soak everything right up. And I'm just like oiling them and oiling them and oiling them until at some point hopefully they have enough. Massage it all in. So much better. Shiny. Thanks, I needed that. Okay. Yeah. Wavy hair problems. I envy people with naturally straight hair so much. Like, I would love to get a straight perm, but you can't do that on bleached hair. Guys, it breaks off. Like if you bleach your hair once, it's already game over. And I hate my natural hair color, so wouldn't want to put up with that. Where were we? Oh yeah, the insult. Scorpio does enjoy high fashion and is especially fond of fashions that are revealing and exhibit her best features. Fashion also reveals status in life, and Scorpio likes to exhibit her accomplishments. different sexual positions, oral sex, anal sex, whips and chains, or being tied to a chair are all expressions of sexuality that are a turn-on for Scorpio. His motivation is neither pleasure nor pain, but the power that is unleashed between two people when there is a fearsome intimacy. Well, it's nice to know that the book officially recognizes intimacy as fearsome. This kind of hot sexual connection can foster lifelong bonds of love and friendship, but such sexual expression doesn't usually come casually. Although Scorpio's appetites may lead him to a one-night stand, his deepest pleasure is exploring sexual life with a consistent partner. Ultimately, Scorpio is turned on by the trust that wild sex can foster. Two lovers who feel this trust share the secret of their sex life, and that is a powerful and sexy bond. Other turn-ons are wordless understandings that you're going to have sex. At a party, if you and he are already lovers and he gives you a nod and you disappear into a parked car, the thrill of sex is multiplied by the implicit possession that the nod conveys. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Turn-offs for Scorpio are cool characters that are non-responsive to Scorpio's games. If Scorpio wanted, she could probably nuke them in the sexual department, but why waste time on a block of ice? Equally unappealing to Scorpio is superficiality. Scorpios are not silly people, and the intensity with which they pursue life must at least be appreciated, if not mirrored by lovers. Scorpio equates superficiality with easy conquest, and then there's not much interest or excitement. Scorpio likes burgundy, browns, black, ivory, and deep, rich green colors. Underneath, she doesn't waste too much time on exotic underwear. If you're close enough to Scorpio to see her underwear, you don't need any more stimulation. Go directly for the gold. Lacking a sense of humor also turns off Scorpio. Scorpio usually has a wicked sense of humor. His remarks about other people can be stinging but painfully funny. Scorpio is not shackled by the polite conversation. No, by the polite convention of saying only nice things. When Scorpio and his lover laugh together at the human comedy, it creates an intimacy between them that makes both people feel connected and special. Then the world is a private joke, and sexual success their private joy. Interesting. Scorpio's strengths and specialities. Sex is Scorpio's strength and speciality. Case closed. What? It says that. In terms of sexual expression, Scorpio has the most staying power of all the water signs. She does not need to sleep, okay, and can happily retire to a dungeon or a beautiful bedroom for extended sexual games. Consider Scorpio the Olympic athlete of sex. Olympic athletes still need to sleep. Just saying. She's also a master of the mysterious and will never tell what's going on behind closed doors. If you and Scorpio work together, consider the affair safe from anyone else in the office. Part of the pleasure for her will be the concealment. If you have a particular penchant for some sexual whim you heard about once, then Scorpio is the right partner for you. She delights in giving pleasure when someone reveals a secret lust. This also ensures that, if she's interested in keeping you, she knows your secret. This knowledge can be fodder for the manipulation at which Scorpios are master. She will make no secret about her ability to manipulate. Just watch her get what she wants, even if you think you have a better idea. Or not. You know, Scorpio tried to manipulate me once. And she was not impressed that I wasn't having any of that. Fun fact, Scorpios tend to not like Aries very much. It's just this eternal kind of fight between. You know, Aries are too thick-skinned. It's just this fight between the manipulator and the one who won't be manipulated. Scorpios don't have much use for Aries. Unless it works out in bed, I guess. We'll see once we get to the matches. I flipped over and I just read Pisces the Dreamer. Okay. Essential. You do not need to compliment Scorpio about sexual equipment. The men have a very good idea of how they rate, and the women know the worth of their breasts and butt. Scorpio hates idle flattery. Good, me too. Needless to say, with Scorpio's sexual confidence, you can expect expertise in the boudoir. He will intuit what you want and may give it to you, or may not. This is part of the delicious tease and power struggle that constitute sexual relations for Scorpio. If this sounds dangerous, it is. But Scorpios have never shied away from danger, and in fact adore the thrill and spice it brings to life. Scorpios' weaknesses and foibles. Scorpio's privacy mania can get too intense for a partner's comfort. It is a jealous sign and wants to control his lover until he's through with her, or even beyond that. Maybe I'll tell you the story. A simple date should not require a security check. And then, as the relationship progresses, Scorpio indulges in cross-examination if you are slightly late. Out of the corner of his eye, he catches you with a mutual friend. You say, "We were just walking to the coffee shop." Scorpio says, "Don't give me that. I know you want him." Yes. I mean, that's what I heard about Scorpio, but as I like to say, oh, hell no. That's just kind of been my most used phrase lately. I recently watched the movie The Circle with Jack. Yeah, the one with Emma Watson. And I didn't post a review yet. My reviews are always only just like one sentence and never really tell you anything, but never have I used the phrase, "oh hell no," so much in my life. It's hilarious. It was a very, very okay movie. Just absolutely average in everything. Like in the original Sims, or in the Sims 2, with a trait assignment, where you just give a Sim 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 on all of them. So yeah. Do you happen to know what sign Emma Watson is? I can't tell. No, I can't tell by looking at her. It will be interesting to know. Where were we? Oh yeah. A Cancer will sulk when he believes that a lover has been unfaithful. A Pisces will snivel and say, "Oh wow." But a Scorpio will decide you're either in or out. If you're out, that's it. Alert. No matter how evolved a Scorpio may be, when wounded, he does not swallow the insult. Oh, no, he does not. Vengeance is the preferred method of handling insults, betrayal, and double-crossing. Scorpio doesn't hire a hitman or fill your glass with poison, but you will feel the sting of his revenge if you cross the secretive, powerful sign. If for any reason a Scorpio has repressed her natural power, her weaknesses can be spectacularly self-destructive. Her needs will dominate, and her complaints will ooze throughout her circle of acquaintances and make everyone feel miserable. This is the draining, gloomy Scorpio, and it is almost impossible to get her out of her bad mood until she wills it. Scorpio's self-control is very strong, and because he is so highly sexed, He may become overly self-involved with his prowess and forget that sex requires two to tango. Scorpio can be very self-centered and leave his partner outside his circle of pleasure. Just pleasure, that's what it says. In such a situation, he may get off on servicing or being serviced, but never really connect. Well, we certainly know what that feels like. Though I've never been with a Scorpio, but... Okay, the Scorpio Man. Quiet, alert, poised for danger, and informed about everything, the Scorpio Man is a formidable competitor in life's games and in the bedroom. These guys are frequently artists, psychiatrists, detectives, researchers, and devotees of anything that seems profound, mysterious, and sexy. Whatever they do in life, they will know their subject thoroughly and carry a whiff of black magic about them. This man is not a gregarious social butterfly. Parties are opportunities to chase the joint for unsuspecting females who want to experience profound pleasure and intimacy. Before you get to the bedroom, you will know if Scorpio's extremes are in balance by his weight. If he is very heavy, then his sexual energies are not cooking properly, and all that passion is going into food. He may decide one day to take the weight off, and suddenly he will show himself to be a very interesting, sexy guy looking for a date. When Scorpio Man summons his will, he brooks no interference in attaining his goal. The Scorpio Man is usually multi-talented. If he is in business, he probably also has an artistic hobby such as music or doing magic. If he is an artist, he may very well also study finance and be a wizard investing in the stock market. Whatever Scorpio Man appears to be is not the whole truth. He has layers and layers of intricate abilities and desires. Oh god, the night air is just so nice. And I have a cat hair on my nose somewhere. Still. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if we actually vacuumed one for a change. How are you liking the chapter so far? I've been wanting to read about Scorpio. Just because they're always so appraised. I feel like every time I hear people talking about Scorpios, it's always just swooning. You know what I mean? And as an Aries, I'm just like, okay, I need to know what the deal is. Should I keep reading? Okay. Do you need another drink? Still got some. Okay. Where were we? Yeah. Essential. All water signs are very sexy, but their motivations are totally different. Cancer wants to feel emotionally connected. Pisces wants to feel a hot escape from the everyday world. And Scorpio wants to indulge in the deepest secrets of physical intimacy. The result in each case is hot sex, but how you get there makes life interesting. Most interesting about Scorpio Man is that he knows about lust, but is more interested in a consistent relationship with a woman. All the outrageous possibilities that are in his nature take root when there is love with a lady that has a future. What if it's a lady that doesn't have a future? You know what I'm saying? You may still question her like the Grand Inquisitor, lock her in with him for a weekend of delight and survey the field for other cuties, but in the end, Scorpio Man needs someone with whom to share his profound experiences. Are you surprised? He makes a loyal, considerate husband and a fierce protector of his family. No, I'm not surprised. The Scorpio Woman. Okay. Gets more interesting from here. The spy Mata Hari had nothing on the mysterious, charming, and sexy Scorpio Woman. A Scorpio Woman can't be called a lady unless it is her role of the moment. She can act the part, but the Scorpio Woman is too much ruled by her passions to fit such a tame label. Mars is usually associated with the fiery element, but in Scorpio, whose element is water, the Mars energy steams. She heats up the whole system with an intoxicating mix of determination, lust, and unknown pleasures. She is a bit kinky. If her partner doesn't want to go that route, she will oblige him, but sooner or later her intense desires have to be satisfied. Scorpio Woman's power is not limited to the bedroom. She achieves in whatever area she chooses. In business, she is a tough competitor. As a homemaker and mother, she is devoted to her family. And if she's an artist, her creations will reflect her profound understanding of the mysteries of life. We should paint sometime again. I haven't done that in a long time. Sex for her is power, but so are money, knowledge, mastery, and psychological insights. She doesn't fall in love. She allows herself to mingle with a man and reveals herself slowly. Well, that's kind of a bold statement. She doesn't fall in love. I always assumed everybody falls in love. Right? Yeah, you would assume it's just kind of something that happens. Just like, I don't know. What's an adequate comparison? I can't think of anything. Oh, sounds like my neighbor is having her early morning sneezing fit. Every day somewhere around this time, she wakes up and she has a sneezing fit. I don't know, maybe allergies. I'm just glad she quit smoking. That's one annoyance less to deal with for me over here. Still can't think of anything. In fact, I forgot what I was talking about. And I can't blame the alcohol this time because it only has 4.5%. Wow, that's murderous, isn't it? 4.5%. I'm surprised I'm still breathing. Scorpio must have awakened my sarcastic bone. Oh yeah. Life between the sheets is part of the striptease, not only of the body, but also of the soul. Scorpio Woman is intense, and there is no use pretending that a relationship with her will be a fling or a one-night stand, unless she wants it that way. So what you're saying is kind of whatever. Like whatever a Scorpio Woman wants, she gets. Or like, no, let me break this down. Whatever she wants, she gets. But she kind of has a tendency to prefer a steady relationship a little bit. There, that's that chapter done. Thank you. Thought I was just entertaining myself. I'm glad you think I'm funny too. Alright. She can be totally caught up in a relationship and then decide it isn't for her. Pfft, asshole. She will be honorable in telling her lover, but that's the way it will be, and she can't or won't do anything about it. There are two roads to a Scorpio woman's heart: sex and secrets. If the first goes well, then she will share her secrets with you, which is a step forward in your relationship. If the sex is not working, there will be no secrets and no relationship. This will be fairly clear within 1 or 2 dates. Setting the scene. You and your Scorpio will take a trip through the jungle or through the depths of a swamp. Wild alligators, a few snakes, and the consistent hum of the birds calling are all part of the safari. There is an inn in the steamy paradise, and each room has a veranda that looks out into the savage vegetation. You and Scorpio check in for a week. The drums from a neighboring tribe beat a welcome for all the guests. They do that? You and your Scorpio drink martinis in the bar and then go up to your room. It is simple, with a large white wicker bed. Off come the safari clothes, and you both dive under the mosquito netting and get primitive. Your sighs, groans, and screams fit in with the vibrating sounds of the jungle. That actually sounds fantastic. That sounds like I'm gonna have to give myself a Scorpio. Okay. No, like, sign me up. My body may not survive the hot weather, but it's true, I'm just so accustomed to cold, I don't know what it is. It was like 25 degrees Celsius the other day. And I'm sweating with the windows open. Like just sitting down, not even doing anything. I know. How will I survive in warm weather? I guess at least I'm not freezing. Fact, garnets are one of the stones associated with Scorpio. Although you can't necessarily woo a Scorpio with gifts unless she wants to be. There it is again! Unless she wants to be wooed. It's just like. It doesn't really matter unless she wants it to matter. You know what I mean? Okay. Garnets are a good choice. The blood red color reminds Scorpios of the mysteries of life that interest them and usually complements their complexions. Yeah, deep colors do complement Scorpios' complexions. Scorpios can really pull off bright hair colors, such as this one. The shade is called Rock and Roll Red, and I'm not a Scorpio, but if I was, I would look better than I am. Than I do. Then I do. Or closer to home and with fewer bugs. You're giving a speech in front of a lot of colleagues, so hell no. Nope. I'll be over there to where I don't have to talk to anyone. And your Scorpio lover stands next to you waiting for his turn to speak. And when suddenly the Scorpio waits for his turn to speak, it's probably just because he wants it that way. You're both respected and known in your professions. I'll just accept that. Let's just pretend that we are. Right after you finish, he whispers in your ear, "Let's go to my place. You look hot." No, wait, I'm not done whispering yet. Wait. You look hot, and I feel Titanic. You sit down with a blush and giggle, and the first part of Scorpio seduction is accomplished. When you arrive at his place, there's a race to the bedroom, but before you get there, you have a quickie standing against the kitchen counter. Relaxing in the huge bed, Scorpio brings out 2 dark red robes, and you lounge, drinking brandy. Really? A bit later on, after sitting on a fur rug in front of the fire and eating smoked oysters. You can smoke oysters? Amazing. You settle into an easy and slow sexual rhythm. Wherever and whenever you mingle with Scorpio, you feel possessed by a hypnotizing love potion that keeps you enthralled. And there we are. The sexy matches. And then there's Mars and Venus. And something sprinkled in between. Alright. Sexy matches. The hot and not so hot combinations. Ooh, this might be interesting for my best friend. I have to ask what her new boyfriend's sign is. Yeah. It's kind of amazing. From what I've heard so far, they're practically the same person. It's just the two different bodies. Yeah, good for them, I know. Okay. If Scorpio so chooses, any zodiacal combination can be hot. Again! It is his willpower that decides the future of a relationship, and he delights in proving astrology and astrologers incorrect. For Scorpio, there are some combos that are more challenging and interesting than others. Let them choose which. Scorpio and Aries. The ruling planets of Mars and Mars, with the elements of water and fire, create a boiling cauldron of sexual potency. The inherent competition in both signs makes this combo hot and worth the effort for both signs. They enjoy the one-upmanship and are a match in terms of energy. Scorpio is the more intense, and over time, her love for mystery and covert activity will tire Aries, who is more of the moment and impetuous. Before exasperation sets in, these two are definitely sexual forces to reckon with. Scorpio and Taurus. Opposite powerhouse signs in water and earth definitely attract. This is a hot combo for the short or long term. Once they fuse in a sexual and romantic relationship, it's very difficult for them to part. Taurus's earth soothes and stabilizes the Scorpio's more destructive tendencies. But they meet in terms of loyalty and steady, sexy power. Simmer down, Scorpio. The sexual kick here is that Scorpio believes he is stronger than Taurus, and Taurus believes that she is the stronger one, but both are good at keeping secrets, so neither feels let down. Scorpio and Gemini. This is potentially an intriguing combo, but not hot. Scorpio is the most intensely focused sign, and Gemini the most scattered sign. Scorpio's sexuality is all about the depths of life and passion, and Gemini flits around sexual ideas because they entertain the mind. Scorpio's staying power and willingness to initiate anything will find a willing mate in Gemini, but they are like the experience of eating food that fills you up but doesn't satisfy. They will enjoy each other once or twice, but their elements, water and air, do not blend. Scorpio will usually feel Gemini is not worth the riches of its profound feelings. Gemini, you are out. Alert. Scorpio is an under wraps sign. He cherishes his privacy and will not reveal anything that he doesn't want other people to know. He can be passionate, but giving his heart is a different experience and takes longer. His real feelings are always very covert. Scorpio and Cancer. Water and water are the elements in the astrologically harmonious relationship called a trine. Ruling planets, Pluto and the Moon, mean that a sexual combination between these signs is hot and not casual. Scorpio may initiate Cancer into some of the more exotic parts of Cancerian's nature, and Cancer will enjoy the emotional closeness and feeling that they can have together. This is a relationship for the long and short term. It is fertile for building a family or other creative endeavors. Scorpio and Leo. These are powerhouse signs in the elements of water and fire. Both these signs are sexual superstars in their own sphere, and when they come together, the Pluto rule of Scorpio and the Sun of Leo create formidable sex. Scorpio's predatory tendency to look for the vulnerable spots in her mate will, however, mark the end of the relationship. It is difficult for Leo's pride to withstand Scorpio's scrutiny. Scorpio intrinsically likes to take off the mask people wear, and Leo has no intention of discarding his role. Let the good times roll for as long as they can. Okay. Essential. In times of trouble, Scorpio is the most loyal sign of the zodiac. She understands the depths and heights of the human experience, and if you need a friend in tough times and have been her friend, you can rely on her. Scorpio and Virgo. Water and earth are hot here. As you can probably intuit, there is no contest in the intensity department between those two signs. Scorpio is the leader, and Virgo a good partner. How very flattering for Virgo. Virgo's earthly sensuality feeds Scorpio, and for that reason, even though Virgo may not ever be as daring, extreme, or highly sexed as Scorpio, the combo of the two is good. Secretly, Scorpio believes that some of his more murky feelings may be redeemed by Virgo's purity. Remember, Scorpio, in every aspect of his life, seeks transformation. Scorpio and Libra. Scorpio's ancient ruler is Mars, and of course Libra's ruler is Venus. There is excitement between these two signs, and between the sheets they can have a fairly hot time. Quarreling is a definite spiritual lovemaking, and although Libra may lose the war, he often wins the battles. Scorpio's love for mystery is unfathomable to Libra, and her extremism is out of balance. And these two may not last, but the experience will be hot for the duration. Scorpio and Scorpio. This is a frequent, harmonious, and hot combination. It is fascinating to both lovers as they see who will win which encounter. These master manipulators are unable to manipulate each other, since they both know all the tricks and ploys, and that leaves room for some good, uncluttered exercise between the sheets. Two Scorpios trust each other, and that is rare for the sole Scorpio in a relationship. To the extent that conquest fuels an individual Scorpio's lust, this combo may get boring because sex with another similar Scorpio offers comfort, but not challenge. Scorpio and Sagittarius. Mars/Pluto and Jupiter are the ruling planets here, and for sheer sexual fun which Scorpio is capable of, this combo is hot. Scorpio's darker preoccupations do not cut mustard with Sag, because she's too busy moving around and looking for the party. Hey guys, have you seen The Party? Both signs have strong libidos and sheer sense of humor. Scorpio's verbal zingers have no effect on Sag because she, in her frank way, replies, "Too bad," and moves on. This is a hot combo for the short or long term. Alert! The feeling of possessing someone sexually is a major turn-on for Scorpios. Yeah, you said that. Like 5 times. They want their lovers to be riveted on them for the time they are together or beyond. If the relationship moves toward a commitment, expect a high degree of jealousy. You've literally said that so many times. That is just so unnecessary. Okay. Anyway. Scorpio and Capricorn. The Scorpion and the Goats are a potent combo. The water signs are very compatible with earth signs, and this combo is probably the most sexually hot. Scorpio respects Capricorn because of his work ethic and commitment to power and success. Both signs do not reveal themselves easily, and peeling away the layers of artifice will be as interesting as peeling away layers of clothing before you hit the bed. Mars and Pluto, Scorpio's rulers, coupled with Saturn, may, for a long-term commitment, get a good dower, but for an affair, they have a strong sexual charge. Scorpio and Aquarius. These two powerhouse signs are in the not-so-hot astrological relationship called the square. Their electrifying their elements are water and air. The sentence just cut off there in the right spot for both of these lines. When Aquarius is in his electrifying marathon sex phase, Scorpio, he will have a worthy, sexy battle that is between equally intense signs. Scorpio, however, does not like the unpredictability. Scorpio, however, can control when he turns off and on, whereas Aquarius is at the mercy of his Uranian impulses and short attention span. Scorpio does not like the unpredictability of Aquarius. Both signs can be extreme sexual experimenters, but at the end of the night this combo wears thin because Scorpio is all about possession, and Aquarius wants to be available to everyone. Scorpio and Pisces. This is perhaps the most interesting relationship between two signs of like elements, water and water. It is hot, nurturing, fun, and challenging in the short or long term. Pisces is the only sign that Scorpio cannot manipulate. When Scorpio tries to dominate or assert his power over Pisces, the fish swims away and waits for the tide to change. There is no fight, no scene, just a shimmer of Pisces' vague charm that leaves Scorpio to fight with himself. That usually proves uninteresting, so the seduction begins again. These two can go on in this way for a lifetime and feel very satisfied and compatible. Alright. Sex planets, Mars and Venus. When a planet is in the sign of Scorpio, the intensity and passion of Scorpio influences that planet. Certain planets can take it and certain ones can't. Take a look at the following placements to learn more about yourself. yourself and your lover, and how Scorpio operates. Mars and Scorpio. Scorpio was the ruler of Mars along with Pluto. Pluto was discovered in 1930, the beginning of the nuclear age. In mythology, Pluto was the god of the underworld and ruled over the souls sent down below. The transformative power that nuclear power unleashes symbolizes the metamorphosis that Scorpio lives daily. With these two powerful planets, Mars and Pluto, ruling Scorpio, you can imagine that Mars and Scorpio is an intense and hot placement. Even if this is the only Scorpio planet in a person's chart, the effect will be palpable. There is a decidedly thrill-seeking tendency with this placement. Motorcycles, bungee jumping, and dangerous sex all are appealing. Think about nipping into a dark alley for a quickie, and Mars and Scorpio will know just the right one. The danger fuels the pleasure. Venus and Scorpio. The mild-mannered, peace-loving planet Venus is not considered well-placed in Scorpio. Venus is too small and sweet to easily manifest the boiling passion of Scorpio. The person with this placement is always trying to juggle the good and bad angles of her nature. Sexually speaking, she is hot, but with this placement, the abandon that she might feel is inhibited. Also, the meaner emotions such as jealousy and vengeance can create havoc in relationships. Scorpio is powerful, even if it is in a placement that is not conducive to allowing its full strength. People who have this placement in an otherwise milder chart are often surprised at the intensity of their feelings. Using this power creatively avoids the excesses in food, booze, drugs, or sex that Scorpio usually indulges in. Whether a man or woman has Venus and Scorpio, there is tendency to dress provocatively, sometimes even sexier than the person actually is. The pose of sexiness may be more interesting to Venus and Scorpio than reality. I don't even know what to comment on that one. So what did you think about Scorpio? And I'm trying to sum it up accurately. Wait. In a nutshell, Scorpio does what she wants, when she wants, with whom she wants. Cheers. Well, the purple was pretty good, wasn't it? Oh my god, birds. Is it that late already? Should we get ready to go to bed? It's probably a good idea, isn't it? Yeah. You can put on a movie or something if you want. And you have a little bit of time to think about what it'll be next time. Libra or something else. Anything else? Or maybe Libra. Even stupid stuff like that is really fun when I get to hang out with you. Yeah. So, I should probably put these out. What? 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6.